Prep research is about getting into the customer perspective. Prep research ensures that your research that you're about to do as part of your service design is grounded and doesn't go off on the wrong foot. It provides greater clarity on what it is you're looking to achieve. It also looks at the internal bias of people on your project, and it lowers the risk of insights that you gather during your research that don't have any value. Pre-research can be done alone or as part of a team. It generally takes about 1 hour to prepare for your pre-research. It's around 8 hours of actual research and about 2 hours of bringing it all together. It is a very short-term exercise, very low energy is required, and it's something that one person can do by themselves just to get the ball rolling. The outputs at the end of pre-research should fit on an A4 piece of paper. They can be a short video, some pictures, some stats. The idea is to gather a hypothesis and challenge assumptions right at the start. Expected outputs of pre-research is to ensure that you have the right questions to provide to the research. Challenge your assumptions and to look for any problems that you may have along the way. It is not something you use to validate your solutions. You want to be verifying your assumptions and allow yourself to go into the research eyes open. Completing pre-research can be as easy as going on Facebook, LinkedIn, looking at some news articles, your competitors' websites, or some academic journals. The aim of it is to ensure you have enough data to actually provide decent research. Now, this is not something that we just look at from an academic standpoint. If you are creating a new product for your organization, you want to ensure that that new product has research behind it that validates the assumptions that you've already made. To get to that point, you need to have some pre-research to ensure you understand who the customer might be, to understand what that customer currently uses to fix that problem, or is this a completely new problem? Do you have competitors you're engaging in on your new market? There's lots of things that we want to look at, and we have a 3-step process to go through. Step 1 is all about finding the correct questions. That may seem really simple because you may have a solution already that you're looking to push, but try and come out your comfort zones. Think about the customer that you think you're going to be serving, and then have a look at what they currently look at. What is their current experience? Think about all of the news that they're watching, the hashtags they're using. Ensure that you come up with a set of hypotheses that you would want to challenge. Does this customer even have a problem? Is the problem served by another competitor? Does the problem be served by another substitute product? You need to understand all these issues. Step 2 is about conducting your research. As I said earlier on, you may just sit in front of the computer and look at Facebook, LinkedIn. You may look on certain hashtags. You want to be aware of any other competitors in the area that's working on similar things, any patents that are going around. You want to be aware of what you're walking into. You've created your hypothesis and you've created your questions that you want to ask. Now it's about ensuring that you don't waste any time on using those questions on any other customers. Step 3, as easy as that. We're going to summarize. So in step 1, you've helped create a hypothesis, or you already had a hypothesis and you've validated that that's still correct. You've come up with some great questions that you want to ask the customer, either direct through interviews or through data. You've gone and looked at all your competitors, you've looked at substitutes, the strengths maybe of your own business, what people are talking about at your organization. Is this fit for purpose? Is this strategically aligned? You do that all in step 2. Step 3 is about bringing it all into a one-pager. In this one-pager, you want to see a summary of all the information you've gathered. There are so many customers out there, say 4.4 million. You want to understand what are they experiencing from an aggregate point of view. You know through your research that you're going to slim down all the way down to your micro niche. But at the moment, you want to understand the aggregated point of view. You want to understand the total markets, the total industries, the concerns or the problems. In this one-pager, you should be able to walk into your research method and go, this is the information I have right now, and this is how I'm going to approach it, and not waste time looking at things that you wouldn't have if you'd just spent 8 hours preparing for your research. This one-pager is basically an elevator pitch. You should be able to talk about what is the problem you're looking at solving. You should look at what the hypothesis you've got, any assumptions you've made, and it should also say whether or not you've pivoted out of the way. You've found some information, you've found a competitor, this is no-go, make it transparent. If these things are transparent, we can avoid the same research before. Many of us have been in projects where the solution hasn't even been verified by any sort of design thinking. But a lot of design thinkers go straight into the research of creating empathy, analyzing customers, looking at customer journey maps. We can come right back to the beginning and doing some quick research or some pre-research to ensure that we don't waste any of that time. You can whip through these one per day. And this is how startups can identify any problems up front and can go through many ideas over the months until they found something that actually makes sense. And then carry on to design thinking. And then move on to lean startup. And then deliver through agile delivery. But right now, we're going to look at just one-pager, summary, elevator pitch. And at the end of that, you should have some assumptions and some hypothesis and raring to go, or you've pivoted and thrown it away. Simple as that. Awesome. So I'm Mike from Search Management. I hope you enjoyed this very short video on preparing for your research through prep research.